All right, recipe number 1 is a fun one. It'll really wow everybody, and you can actually get a lot of this done a few days ahead of time, and then just you know, dress it up right before you serve it. It's a layered Oriental dip. I love layered dips because they totally make you look like a rock star, and this is one of the dips in my latest cookbook. Starts out with 1 block of cream cheese, and depending on how many people you're having over, you can always double, triple these recipes, or what I like to do in this case is double or triple depending how many ladies are coming, and then have them on separate plates. So when one plate disappears, you can just go to the fridge and pull out another one. All right, so 1 block of softened cream cheese. I'm going to do some fresh garlic, 1 clove of fresh garlic, because this is a ginormous clove of garlic. I love when the weather warms up, having a few girlfriends over and sitting on my deck. Love to sit outside when the weather's nice. I think that's just a special, extra special treat. With Levi, of course, exactly. The dog always seems to be at our feet, which is a good thing. He loves it when company comes over, especially Ann. He loves it when Ann comes over.
Yeah, you don't get any attention.
Because, yeah, Ann says, what, do you not give this dog any attention? He just knows, like, ooh, new people. I'm going to get extra attention. Okay, so in goes my garlic. I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. I'm just going to eyeball it. That's going to give it a little, you know, salty flavor. I've got some fresh ginger, or we love to use around here. I'm just going to cut a giant piece of ginger. The jar ginger works really well too if you don't want to hassle with the fresh. There's nothing like the fresh, don't get me wrong. But the refrigerated stuff in the jar is pretty close, and it'll save you from peeling this. Oh, just love that smell though. I'm just going to use my microplane and grate a little of this fresh ginger in here. I love to do a great dip at happy hours. You know, something fun, and this has got a lot of color, a lot going on in it. Something a little different too. I think everybody's going to be asking for the recipe. I love to do something that's going to, you know, wow everybody. Leave everybody talking about it and calling you for that recipe. So this is one of those. That's a real wow factor. All right, ginger. Sometimes you just have to tap it a little bit to get it out, and there we go. So now I'm going to take a mixer and mix together my cream cheese with that garlic, soy sauce, fresh ginger until it's nice and smooth. It's going to take a minute or so. And this is something that you can have at least 2 to even 3 days done ahead of time. So this cream cheese layer, you can get this all mixed up, get it into a Tupperware container, and then throw it together right before the party starts, or even a couple hours before the party starts. You can get the whole dip together. But this cream cheese part, you can get this done a few days ahead. Okay, so that is done. Now we're going to start layering. I'm going to get a nice big spatula, actually, to get every little last bit of this out. And you can certainly do this in like a pretty pie plate, but any type of a pretty plate would work. I thought the nice color of this orange is going to go really well with the toppings of this dip, and I'll show you how it all comes together in just a minute. I do a layered Mexican dip, I do a layered Greek dip, layered Italian dip, and this is just the latest one I've come up with. It's really fun. So you spread it out over the plate. I'm actually going to use this guy now. But as I said, this cream cheese mixture can get made ahead, blended up, and then put in a Tupperware container until party time. This is one that's great also for game day. You want to do something a little bit different. You can try and go right to the edges with that cream cheese. And then you can take a little, and this is what all my chef friends do. I get to, see what goes on behind the scenes of a lot of kitchens, chef's kitchens, and they always have a clean wet rag handy. And that way they can clean up the edges on plates. And don't be afraid to do that at home. Nobody's perfect, so at this point you can just kind of take a nice clean wet rag and go around the edges. Just to make it perfect. But I always say at my parties, you're having people over, don't sweat the small stuff. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, now, here's another thing you can do ahead of time. I've got some grilled or just cooked chicken breast that I'm going to dice up. You can also just shred it up. So I'm going to take some of these grilled chicken breasts. You can also pick these up already done, grilled in the deli for you. Or you can pick up a rotisserie chicken on your way home from work and just shred that up. So I'm just going to dice up this grilled chicken. Into little pieces. Remember, this is going to go on top of a dip. So, think little pieces. People dipping crackers into this. So this is going to be what's going to be going on top of crackers. I think that's plenty of the chicken breast. So I'm going to take some of the chicken breasts, little bite-sized pieces. And toss that with a teriyaki basting sauce. Now, I don't want you to use, when you go to the grocery store, the thin teriyaki sauce. I want you to use the thicker. See, this is the thicker type. So I'm just going to toss that chicken with some of the teriyaki sauce. Really easy. It's going to give it some great flavor. And then we're going to scatter this chicken breast over the cream cheese layer. This is going to be a nice hearty dip, and that's one of the reasons I like it. I hate it when people, and because I've had it happen to me before, where you go home from a party and you're starving. They're like, "Where's the food?" We're going to have to hit a restaurant on the way home. So this is going to, with the chicken in here, it's got the protein in here. And of course, you're going to serve some other things as well. But think about that when you're doing your party. I always like to serve some sort of a light veggie and dip tray, but I want to serve some heartier stuff too, especially if there's guys coming to your happy hour. They like some food after work, so think about that. And I also like to do a mix of hot and cold appetizers. So this is going to be more of a cold or room temperature appetizer, so you might want to do some warm things as well, unless it's a real hot summer day. Okay, now we've got some other fun ingredients to finish this up. I've got some shredded carrot, which you can do this yourself, or they already have it already done for you in bags in the produce section. So if you really want to keep it easy, this is going to give it some great color and some fun crunch. Now I've got some scallions that I'm going to just chop up, and I like to do these on an angle just to make them look real pretty. Get rid of some of the ends there. We'll do some scallion. And then again, for a little more fun and some crunch, a lot of times you'll find peanuts or cashews in Oriental cooking on top of stir fries and things like that. So just got some either dry roasted peanuts or cashews, and I'm just going to give them a little bit of a rough chop, or use a meat mallet or a rolling pin to just kind of chop them up a little bit. I'm going to throw some of those nuts on top too. And then picked up some really fun sesame crackers, something light and different, festive. And there you go, my layered Oriental dip, perfect for your next party, happy hour. It's always a hit. One of the things I love to serve this with too is my Chinese chicken wings, and then a big, wonderful Oriental coleslaw salad, which is really good too. Makes actually a nice starter for a fun dinner too. So there you go, recipes on the website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods.